Welcome, fantabulous souls, to Psychically Speaking. I'm your host, Psychic Lisa Ann, and I'm thrilled to have you here. In this podcast, we'll delve into everything related to body, mind, and spirit. As a professional psychic medium and healer with over 28 years of experience, I'm excited to share my knowledge and my experiences with you. Together, we'll embark on a transformative journey of sharing, learning, and personal growth. Whether you're just starting on your spiritual path, consider yourself an old soul, an empath, or a seasoned professional, Psychically Speaking has something special just for you. So join me as we explore the wonders of life, heal ourselves, expand our knowledge, and grow together. Let's dive right in. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be back. I have been waiting to bring my podcast back. I was just looking it up, and the last episode I did was actually January 11th, so it was 111. And I thought, how wonderful is it going to be? It's going to be 7/7 on the day that I release the new episode and bring the podcast back. And for those of you who love numerology, it's actually July 7th of 2023. So 2023 is a 7 year. So I'm releasing my episode on 7/7/7. And if that is not exciting enough, it's my birthday month. So I am super excited. I am one of those crazy people. Those of you who have known me forever know that I celebrate my birthday all month long. I have to be honest with you. I cannot relate to those people that tell me, oh, I stopped celebrating my birthday years ago now that I'm older. I'm going to be that crazy person, 99 years old, still celebrating my birthday for the entire month. I love my birthday. So it has been a while since I have done an episode. Unfortunately, sometimes life gets in the way and things take priority over others, and we have to kind of take a step back and give ourselves permission to step away from some things and kind of give ourselves a little bit of a break. But I will tell you, there has been a lot going on good behind the scenes as well. So just a quick little update to let you know what I've been doing. We had been revamping the website, so I kind of took that over. I realized I don't really play nice with people sometimes, so my vision and the way people see my vision is not always the same way. So I have just taken over the revamping of the website. So that's been all redone. For those of you who are not aware, I actually released a book called Becoming Positively Awesome with 19 other amazing authors. And we actually hit the bestsellers list on Amazon. So that was super exciting. And then a couple of weeks after that, I released another book called Get Inspired. I really love this one. It is actually a quote and journal book. So it's just a way to really help keep you in that positive space. And I'm going to have a little surprise gift for you guys at the end of this podcast. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. But all joking aside, I have really learned a lot these last few months, and I say this all the time. My life has definitely not been a walk in the park like most of us, right? We've all had our ups and downs, our good moments and our bad. But I have really had to learn how to, what's the word I want to use? How to maybe approach myself differently. I have learned a lot about myself the last few months. I have learned that I suffer from the disease of needing to be a perfectionist. So with everything that was going on behind the scenes and, things that had to take priority and some little traumas and dramas that were playing out in the background, I really had to learn that it was okay to not be perfect all the time, that it was okay to not get things done. I had to give myself permission to go, you know what? It's all right if you just want to sit on the couch today and just binge Netflix. It's okay if you cannot return that phone call immediately. I say this all the time, but I really question a lot if I was to start my business in this day and age, quite honestly, how long I would last, because we live in such a different world now. Everything is like instant gratification. And I find it so amazing because we have so much technology now and everything is so much easier to do. For an example, I remember when I had my television show in New York, I had a little local TV show and we would go in, it was like an hour-long show. We would record it live and then I would have to take, oh God, I'm going to date myself right now. I would have to take like these VHS size tapes and then we would have to transfer them onto like CD discs. I mean, it was a lot of work. We had somebody sitting in, my daughter actually used to help the president of the television show actually taught her how to run the engineer booth. So there was my daughter running the engineer booth when she was like a teenager. It was awesome. We had microphones and these huge cameras, and there was like so much that went into just doing that like little local 1 hour show. Nowadays, you grab your cell phone and you can record like a whole TV show on your phone. You can create a whole movie in literally minutes, right? Even this podcast that I'm doing right now, I'm sitting in my office with my computer, with my microphone. When I had my radio show back in New York, we went to a real radio, an AM FM station. And again, we sat in the recording booth and it was a 2 hour live show and we had someone running the engineer booth. Like so much went into all this stuff. And now everything is so easy to do, right? I'm going to record this podcast in a few moments, slap it together, hit the button, upload it, and boom, I'm done. So you would think that with all this technology, our lives would be so stress-free. But I don't know about you. I feel like all this technology has made people more stressed. I feel like it's made people more angry. I feel like it's made people more unfulfilled because everybody wants like this instant gratification, right? And we've become this society where, you hit the email, you hit the button and off it goes. So people are just not as patient as they used to be, right? And I will tell you personally, it's interesting because I have always been someone who has always shared my personal life because I don't feel like I can really help you if I'm not sharing my own stories. It's one thing for me to say, hey, you know what would really work in this situation? I read this in a book or I took this class. Like that to me has no significance. When I can say to you, listen, this is why I'm telling you this works because I've lived it. I've used this. I've used the techniques. I've been through that exact thing that you're struggling with. I just think that is so much more impactful. So when you have these like trauma dramas going on, when it's my own life, I share them openly, right? But sometimes there's things going on in people's lives around me where I am the support person for them. And it's really not my place to share what's going on, or for the privacy of other people, there's things that I can't talk about. So it's been a real interesting few months because while I was dealing with things behind the scenes, every now and again, I would get these little snide comments from people. Oh, I've been in your shop 10 times and you're never here. It must be so nice to be able to take so much time off. And in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, if you had any idea why I'm not at work, like you would never say that. And, it was a real experience for me because I had to really walk around with that mantra of like not taking things personally, right? Because people have no idea what's going on. It has nothing to do with me, right? Maybe they're just having a bad day or, it makes them feel good to just be snotty about something. I don't know. But it really, I don't know, it really made me take a step back and just really have to look at things. And even just business wise, right? I was joking around. I do my happy hour every Tuesday night. It's a free class that I do via Zoom. We do like a little guided meditation and we have a little chat. And I was joking around with them. I thought it was so funny. And I was talking about how I've owned Spirit Quest for so long. When I used to send out a newsletter, a group of friends would come over every quarter, so every few months, and we would print out the newsletter. It was like 3 pages that we would fold in half, and then it had a cover. And then we would staple it together, and then we would tape it closed, and then we would hand address them, and then we would stamp them, and then I would take them to the post office. Like, that's how we sent out newsletters. Now, for those of you who are listening for the first time, I am not 80 years old. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I am actually turning 56 this month. So it wasn't that long ago, right? But it's so funny because when I talk about these things, they seem like ancient, right? It seems like you mailed out a newsletter? Like, who does that? Now you just, go on, hit the button and send it to people's emails. So it's so funny the way that things have changed so much. And as the business owner, you're always like trying to keep up with things, right? It's like, oh my God, if I don't post something on Facebook today, my business is going to go under. And oh my God, if I don't send out a newsletter in time, what's going to happen? And you know what's going to happen? Not a darn thing. Not a darn thing. Facebook is still going to be there. Social media is still going to be there. Your business is still going to be there. Your friends are still going to be there. The people that love you are still going to be there. So this was such a huge learning experience for me. And I really want to share that message of give yourself permission to be okay with where you are. So many things had kind of fallen behind the scenes over the last few months. I kind of was on autopilot, taking care of things that needed to be taken care of and looking at areas of my life and saying, okay, I know the next few months are going to be really, really hectic. So where can I just find that little bit of peace for myself? What are the things that I can do to make my life easier? What some stupid, simple things like, putting some credit card payments on auto pay so that while I was running around like a crazy person, I wasn't going to be like, oh my God, you know what? I forgot to pay today. Or looking at the things that I could delegate out, or saying yes when the people close to me that did know what was going on called and said, hey, what can I do to help you? What can I take off your plate? Oh my God, what a wonderful expression. What can I take off your plate? It's people have no idea how much the simplest little things that we can do for each other, how helpful it is. So I know I'm kind of rambling, but it's been a long time since we've got together and I just have so much that I want to share with you. So just for today, we have lots to talk about and we're going to get to a lot of things over the next few weeks and months ahead. But just for today, I want you to just give yourself permission to just be you, to look at the things, the obligations, the responsibilities, the things that cause you stress, and just give yourself permission to take that step back and say, you know what, for today, I'm not going to make myself crazy. If there's something that I forget to do or I can't get to, or if there's someone that I have to say no to today because I just have so much on my plate, it's okay. Make it okay. Be okay with it. Because you know what? Tomorrow's another day. And the great thing about responsibilities and obligations is you can always get back to it in the next moment. So that is my message for today. Give yourself permission to just be you. Give yourself permission to be perfectly imperfect. Give yourself permission to take a day to binge Netflix or read a book or turn the phone off or not go on social media and know that it is okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am so excited to be back. I hope you're excited that the podcast is back. And I said that I was going to have a special little gift for you. So if you do not get my newsletter, if you get my newsletter, you want to check your inbox, check your spam box because it just went out. If you do not get the newsletter, I want you to go to spiritquestnc.com/podcast gift. So that's spiritquestnc.com podcast gift. And when you go to that page, I am going to have a downloadable version, an ebook version of my latest book, my journal and quote book called Get Inspired for you for absolutely free. Just for joining me, for sticking it out with me, and for waiting for the podcast to come back. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you all next week. Thank you once again for joining me on this incredible journey. If you found this podcast enjoyable, I kindly ask you to share it with a friend and make sure to hit that subscribe button. To discover more about joining my free weekly live happy hour, explore my work, or visit my Body, Mind, Spirit spa and gift shop in the enchanting historic downtown Southern Pines, North Carolina, simply head over to spiritquestnc.com. And always remember, life isn't always rainbows and butterflies, but every single day, you have the power to choose to be fantabulous. Embrace that power and let your inner light shine bright. Until we meet again, stay empowered and keep embracing the magic of life.